Jan Ochoa.
Jeff Grubb.
This is Jonathan Madden's NFL football video game 2023. I am playing it here on the Steam Deck, so if you see like a little bit of weirdness with the graphics or the way it's being presented in terms of like the aspect ratio, that's a big part of it. But it is it's going to video game right here in front of us. I have it plugged in so we can see what it runs like on the Steam Deck. This is where I'm at with Madden, Jan. I would usually skip it. Listen, I like football. I like football a lot.
Yeah.
I don't feel much of a need to engage with the video games anymore. My time with football video games was Super Tecmo Bowl on the NES literally 30 years ago. Playing hooky from school, going and renting it, somehow them letting me rent a video game as a child during a school day, taking it home and playing it because that's how much we wanted to play Super Tecmo Bowl. And since then, it's like, I haven't had much need to like go through all playing as my Lions and trying to make them win the Super Bowl. But I do occasionally enjoy playing some of it here and there. I just wasn't going to do it on a console, and so it's like because I'm not going to go buy it for this thing and take over the TV. But as a handheld game, I'm much more interested in it. So playing on the Steam Deck, I'm like, okay, let's see how this works. So far, it has been pretty good. So. Let's see, this is the full Madden. There are maybe a few limitations compared to like the actual game. If you were to get on a console, like some of the features don't work. But again, I haven't been playing that much, so I'm fine with that because I'm just like here for some football. How about you? Where are you at with like sports sims and Madden in particular?
Oh gosh, I don't remember the last time I played a Madden video game. I think the closest football game that I really enjoyed was the NFL Street 1 and 2. Those perhaps some of the best games of all time.
Yes, maybe gameplay and
I think I'm in a softer boat as you, Grubb. I enjoy watching the sport of football, but these annual releases don't often do it for me. But similar to you, knowing that I could play this on a Steam Deck, though,
I'm like, I want to sit down on a Sunday, have football be on the TV, and there's a lot of downtime in football. So having like the Steam Deck with the Lions and be able to like to interact with that, that is, it's exactly the way I want to do it. And I'll say like so far. It's doing the two things you want. Like it's running great on we have the frame rate counter up here in the top left. It's running 60 frames per second. That's pretty good. I wonder if we could get a readout of like how much performance it's using. It's actually kind of being pretty rough on the battery. I could tell because it's like going down even though we have it plugged in. But still, it's like that's true for a lot of games. It's like if you're gonna get 2 hours of gameplay or whatever, two and a half hours, that's enough. And then. It also it looks pretty good for what it is here on the Steam. Like it's better than any other NFL game because there aren't any other options. And the other thing is the football itself seems solid. I don't know about the features, like the features of like, am I going to be able to like have a really deep player mode where I create my own player, and is that going to be satisfying? People that are more familiar with the series will have to tell you whether or not it's actually successful at that. From what I've been able to see, it seems fine. But the football itself is actually fun to engage with, and that's pretty exciting because they haven't always gotten that right.
I mean, that's supposed to be the most important part of a football game, right? The football gaming part. This looks good. You're currently playing this on a Steam Deck. We thought this would be a more valuable look at the game, right? And God, this looks fun.
Yeah, it's so gonna just like kind of here like go ahead and let the game sort of like play out as I control each of these plays. We're gonna do an interception and we're just gonna win this football game because that's how the Lions do it. This is how the Detroit Lions always play. Just they're gonna destroy the Atlanta Falcons here throughout those interceptions. I mean, as far as like presentation and stuff like that, this is John Madden's sort of last cover year where John Madden died last year. So like we are going to put him front and center. That doesn't show up so much in the game itself. You're going to see a lot of that stuff in the menus and like the title screen video and stuff. And that stuff is very good. Here inside the game, it's you still get like, oh, coaches' suggestions for the plays, and it's like the idea is like, oh, this is what John Madden's suggesting for you or whatever. But yeah, it's if you are coming here, it's like, oh, this is going to honor John Madden. There is some of that stuff in the game, but for the most part, it's still just going to be you playing football and enjoy that.
All right. Yeah, and I mean, when is the last time Madden has come out on the Nintendo Switch, if at all?
Exactly. It never came out on the Switch. EA has skipped the Switch from the beginning. Like,
oh.
And so it's like even before that, it's like there were some Madden games, I think, on the DS. Now I'm trying to remember if there were even any on the 3DS. I don't think there were any on the 3DS. So it's like having it on the go, it completely changes the way I'm going to engage with it. And the fact that it is working out of the box here is nice. Now, the other issue with Madden, I think people would like say that even if they haven't played Madden, they are well aware that technically it can be sort of messy and you'll run into a lot of glitches. I will say that I haven't seen any personally while playing, but I've definitely seen people posting them online. I think Alex Navarro had something of a viral post of him trying to run a play and the ball flying out to the side, and then every player on the other team thinking the ball was still underneath the center, and then just running into each other like a human meat grinder for about 2 whole minutes. It was pretty funny stuff, and it definitely seems like the game still has the possibility to break like that. But it is not breaking on every play. It's most of the time it's going to run pretty solidly, and you're gonna if you want to come here for just meat and potatoes football, like it's going to deliver that most of the time. That's not a promise to say you're never going to see a bug. You probably will still encounter some every once in a while. I just haven't myself, so I want to give it the benefit of a doubt. I'll try to get this screenplay going almost through an interception myself.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. Let's see. People are posting to Alex's. We're doing this as a quick look live, everybody. So people are posting to his tweets and stuff, saying it happened to him twice. Yeah.
Okay.
I think other people in the comments there were also saying that they experienced that themselves. So it's the kind of thing that is happening. It's just, I don't know. This franchise is so known for those bugs. I don't want to suggest this is the kind of thing where no matter what you are going to encounter just game-breaking, messy situations all the time. That's just not been the case. It's better than it has been in the past. It's not completely bug-free.
Right.
Okay. So we got some good look at the football. We got a little look at some offense and defense here. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the options here on the
golf
menu screen. Yes, the players should be able to golf. Every sports game should have a golfing mode in it where you could just, once you're kicked out of the playoffs, you could take your team golfing. Let's see, exit to menu. The new feature this year is the field sense, and this is one of the big issues with the PC version. It doesn't have that as far as I know. Fields, yes, and that's kind of frustrating because it's the game on PC, you would expect it to have full support of everything that's coming. Why wouldn't it have support for that? If they've explained why, I haven't seen it. Either way, it's kind of unacceptable. Field sense is every player on the field kind of understands what's happening during the play in a way that's deeper AI. To me, I'm not coming here for the biggest sim. I just want to play a little bit of football. So if it's missing out on that, I'm usually fine with it. But if you've played every Madden and you want to make sure your new version has every feature, you probably should be playing this on a console. Let's take a look and see what options we have here. So I think as usual, you're gonna have you play now, just hop in, franchise, face of the franchise, where you can play, create your own player. And then they have deeper tutorial systems than usual and play with friends. Let's see how fast we can get into this face of the franchise. Do you do face of the franchise kind of modes when you do play sports games? Me neither, usually.
Never.
I like to be the coach level, or maybe the franchise level.
Right.
When they started letting you set the price of hot dogs and stuff in games. I'm I'll do that. But even then I was no, I'm just going to go do the playoff mode where my team starts as in the playoffs and I can just go from there and try to win. All right.
Yeah, I can't say I ever engaged with any of it. I mean, even in some of the wrestling games. Sorry, is this who's this? What song is this in the background? It doesn't matter. I just got distracted. Even in the career modes in any of the WWE games, I'm mostly in it just for the goofs and just waiting for a glitch to happen. Kind of baffles me that this is still a full price title.
Yeah, you would expect Madden to have found maybe some other ways of monetizing, right?
Yeah.
But it works. It's these sports games come out once a year, and they each year are like one of the top selling games. I mean, that's true for Madden. It's more true for even stuff like NBA 2K and FIFA, which sell more around the world and stuff like that. Trying to see like how into this character we can get.
I feel like they might have even more success if they went free to play and had a bunch of odd microtransactions.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if that would have happened if EA didn't have the exclusive license for the NFL, like one of their competitors would have made that game by now, right? But because EA owns the license, no one can like even try that and take a risk. I think that's one of the rumors that EA is going to do to compete with NBA 2K is they're going to try to make a free-to-play basketball game. They are pretty bad at making basketball games, so it's taken them years and years to even get to that point. But it still is like something like, okay, yeah, so to compete, we're going to have these two variations on the business model. Just like going back to NFL 2K5, was it? That was like $20. Like that was a really good move just to get people excited, and it worked. I think you're right. If they went free-to-play, turned this into a platform, it would still be huge for them. But it's hard for them to give up that $60 in sales.
Yeah. I feel like I'd like $60 for me to play a new Madden game that is just virtually almost the same as the previous year with a couple of fixes, if not more bugs, would be an easier pill to swallow if it was free.
Yes. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm adjusting here. It looks like his ears are just occasionally moving around. Jumping around.
This graph means nothing.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go to max scale ears. There we go. He's going to hear everything. He's going to hear every footstep on the field.
Bigger target, though.
And that's true. All right. Let's see if we can get out of here now. And then let's give him my hair.
I've never felt good about college football.
No, I mean, I watch it. I am a Michigan Wolverines fan, but I still feel bad watching it. Like it's just, like, oh man, this is definitely exploitative. Short frohawk. All right, yeah. When I say give him my hair, I mean the hair I'm gonna have next time y'all see me. I'm gonna shave my hair just like this.
Lovely.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can continue from here. And I think his name is John Madden, which is very good. I think I just went with the default name, which is John Madden. Agile or balanced or bruiser?
Bruiser.
All right, we're gonna go with a beefy boy.
Well, will that limit you to it? Okay, you could be QB still. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a bruiser QB. I'm gonna be. I'm trying to think who's the most bruising. Donovan McNabb. I'm gonna be a Donovan McNabb type. All right. All right, John Madden, number 23. Here we go. So here's the other. Like, I don't think that they are trying to do the deep storytelling that they've done with these face of the franchise modes in the past couple of years. There was a couple where like they were doing kind of like Friday Night Lights. You'll start up as like a high school quarterback, and you were a backup, and you're going to go in and take over, and there's all this drama, and maybe you like quit and meet someone on a bar. I don't know. I never played them. I've heard stories about them. It just seems like they're going with a pretty standard and bare bones one of these versions now instead. And that's, I kind of get it. So, I'm here for the football. I think most people are just here to like play it, like take their team to win the Super Bowl. I don't know how much of an appeal that these sort of modes were ever having. And so them not putting a lot of effort into it also makes some sense. But it's also the kind of thing where then where does the effort go? And it's not necessarily obvious at any time when you are playing these games like, oh, here's where all the money went this year. Usually it's just like them trying to figure out a way to make the game stand out a little bit from last year. And that turns into those field sense modes. But then when this version of the game doesn't even have that, it becomes even stranger. And you can see some of the presentation here. This is kind of like what they're going for this year. A lot of motion graphics on top of everything. A lot of quick edits, the quick cuts between gameplay, actual NFL footage, and then also like throwbacks to old versions of the game. You could see that before we were recording this. You could see that in the live version where we were seeing like them throw back to Madden, 96 or whatever. And I like that. I like the way this game looks in terms of this presentation, where it's like acknowledging its history. Oh, and here we go. We're getting our story going. This stuff. Sports RPGs are a thing that I do enjoy. I like Mario Golf for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. I like Golf Story. I like the whole concept of taking someone, putting skill points into them, getting better over time, and like entering tournaments. It feels like these games could always be doing that, and maybe that they're like doing light versions of that. But the fact that there's so much other content in the game, it's just like no matter what, they're never going to be able to contribute to that style of game in any real major way. So yeah, it's always gonna be a small part of the game.
I feel like, unfortunately, the Madden series probably follows the same pattern, perhaps, that folks that annually check into Call of Duty will do, where, all right, cool, I'm gonna buy the new Call of Duty, I'm not gonna check out the campaign ever and just play the multiplayer.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and that's like I don't blame anyone who engages with that stuff in this way. You come to games on your own terms. I'm signing with the 49ers. Here we go. The Lions apparently did not give me the best deal.
This is painful for me.
You guys got John Madden. You should be excited. This is great for you. Number 23, John Madden, the Bruiser QB.
Yeah, Niners, we haven't had an all-star QB that's super handsome fail us before.
I mean, God, it's better than the Lions, who've just never had a QB before. Or when we did, he left and immediately went and won a Super Bowl as soon as he left.
Man, being a QB, obviously hard job, but like...
Yeah, like two people are actually good at it, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna accept and continue. Let me see if we can. I just want to see if we can like get into see what the first mode you do here. A fresh start. Let's see.
Remember when Tom Brady retired?
Yeah, I was like stopped paying attention after he said that, and then I'm like a few weeks later, everyone's like, well, I remember the part of the story where it's like, oh, I'm coming back, or people thought he was coming back, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously there was just some mistake here, and then it turned out no, he actually came back, and it was some scheme to try to get to the Miami Dolphins or something like that, and it didn't work out. So now he's just playing again for Tampa Bay. It's weird. What a weird thing.
He just hates his family that much.
Yeah, it's just, I just can't imagine being home with my model wife. Get ready to help team. Yes. What are the two options? Get ready to be a star or get ready to help the team. What should I say? Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, let me skip. I earned XP. Weekly activities. So, yeah, I mean, I think there are people who are just like so in the idea of football that this really works for them. But yeah, I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I don't want to yuck anyone's yums
absolutely
or whatever.
Not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think this. I'm just kind of picking stuff from a menu, and he's getting better at playing at playing football by playing Madden himself. So this game.
No, this guy's playing Xenoblade Chronicles right now.
Fantastic. All right. Let's see what else there is in here, and then we'll wrap this up. Face of the franchise. Let me actually back out of here. Video game. Can I hit start? No. There we go.
Someone just putting in the live chat. Why does Aaron Rodgers look like Peter Stormare? Like. There was a point last year where Aaron Rodgers looked like Wes Anderson for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's got a lot of looks, right?
Yeah, he's got a lot of looks, not a lot of vaccines.
No, not a lot of inoculation. What he said, I've been inoculated, but he didn't say he took the vaccine. What a weirdo. Accessibility option to turn off voice over IP to text menu. What VoIP? They have a lot of accessibility options for a game this big that appeals to such a wide audience. This is not too surprising, but it's you can adjust color blindness modes, things like that. And then let's see, every time I hit back, it like puts an ad for Madden inside of Madden instead of just like actually letting me go back one menu. It's kind of that's maybe where these games are at, where they feel the need to always be posturing themselves to make sure you know about all the other modes in the game because there's just so much to it. And I'm like, okay, that's maybe a bit overwhelming and a bit much for me. I guess we can go go team practice here and learn to play, and then we'll wrap it up after a couple of things here. Let's go to offense only.
It's the best type of defense.
Exactly. If you're always on offense, the other team can never score against you.
100%. That's how the math checks out.
I was bummed about the Aaron Rodgers thing, because then I was like, oh, he was like with this group of friends, like his Hollywood friends, and like Miles Teller was one of them. And I'm like, oh man, Miles, I liked you. And then it turned out later, like maybe Miles Teller did get vaccinated and it's all good. I'm like, okay, that's a relief. And then we're going to throw it there.
Fucking Miles Teller.
Fucking Miles Teller, indeed. And I think that's a good place to wrap this up by, just as always, fucking Miles Teller. I guess, any other thoughts about this, Jan? I mean, it is what it is, right?
If you want another taste of how this game is, definitely check out Alex Navarro's tweet.
Yes, definitely.
It'll give you, because I'm actually astounded that nothing broke for us here. But if you want to see that break, holy smokes!
I think this is an accurate representation. The game does break sometimes. It's not going to break for you every time. You're going to be able to play through this game just fine. You'll be able to progress. It's probably not going to. I mean, even Alex, I heard him talking a bit about it. Him saying like, "Oh yeah, the game's been working fine for me," and then that happened, and he posted the tweet, and it got a lot of attention. But yeah, this is EA Sports. It's in the game, and I think that includes the bugs. So we just have to accept it. All right, Jan.
They're also in the game.
I'm just keep sprinting around. I'm gonna keep doing my little celebration here while we get out of here. So thanks everybody for watching. We will have more quick looks on this website for the rest of the week. All right, for Jan Ochoa and Jeff Grubb and Giant Bomb, goodbye, everybody.